guys, I'm Alicia Camacho and this is my very first YouTube video. I hope you enjoy what I have to share with you. Everything is things that I experience in my life and I simply just want to share with the world and show you what I have. I am 22 years old and I recently moved from South Africa to Portugal in Europe to try and start my career in the film industry. Ta-da! Yes, I am an actress, but I really like all aspects of film, whether it's directing or writing. So yeah, this is just a platform to get myself out there, but also to share content. Seems to be the thing nowadays, but I feel like I have my own little twist and I'm a little bit weird, so it should be fun and entertaining. So I am Portuguese by blood, but technically I know nothing of what it means to live in such a beautiful country. Because I've been living in another beautiful country for the past 22 years. So this has been a huge lifestyle adjustment. Moving to a country and living by yourself is the craziest thing you could ever do. Especially if you're doing it alone, you don't technically, you're not living with other people, you're living by yourself. It's crazy, but it's also really exciting. So this video is all about that, what it means to be living by yourself. The first thing about living by yourself, and you're probably thinking, oh, this is so stupid to put on the first one, but it's making your bed. Yes, guys. I, living in South Africa, made my bed often by myself, and it was a double bed, and I had no problem. But coming here and having to make my own bed, somehow things just got a little bit more trickier. I don't know why, and I don't know how, but making my bed just seemed that much more challenging. So I was trying to put on my fitted sheet after I'd washed my bed sheets, and for the first time in my whole entire life, the one end sprung off from that, and then just trying to get it to fit onto the mattress was a nightmare. I thought I shrunk the sheet. Thank goodness I didn't, because then we'd have a bit of a problem. But anyway, so doing that, and then also trying to put the filling inside the duvet cover was also a nightmare. And I'm tiny, guys. I have really short arms. So trying to, shake it out, I had to do like half and then half and then half. It was a nightmare. But I managed to get it going, and I have a bed to sleep in. So there's no problem at all. Then it was the pillows. Now in South Africa I had like 6 pillows. Yes, 2 continentals and then 4 regular sleeping pillows. I don't know why, I'm just obsessed with having a fully made bed. But yeah, it seemed so much more challenging to fill the pillows in the pillowcases. I don't know why. The next thing about living by yourself, and guys, it's so challenging, is chores. Yes, I'm talking about chores. Coming here and being by myself, I've had to do that, and I live in a house. If it was an apartment, I guess it would be a different story, because it would be smaller. When it comes to cleaning, I have to clean everything. Now I only use a few rooms in the house, the kitchen, the bathroom, the lounge, and my bedroom. But living here, you can't just clean those places. You have to clean everywhere, because you technically live everywhere. So it means I spend about 2 days cleaning the house. That's just because I don't want to spend my whole day cleaning. So I'll do one part and then do the other part and just split up the days like that. But something that you have to take note of living in Portugal, when you're washing your floors, okay, it's all very well, but the weather makes all the difference. Let me tell you, if you're going to plan on washing your floors when it's cold, well, you're going to have wet floors for at least an hour, and that's not cool. And then after a while, it just smells like pee, and then what was the point in running that beautifully hot water, putting that lovely smelling towel cleaner in there and washing the floor if it's just going to smell like pee, right? So you got to time this all perfectly. The minute you see the sun and you know it's going to be here for a while, dude, you get that hot water running, you put that towel cleaner in, you sweep as fast as you can, and then you wash the floors. Within 10 minutes, your floors are dry, and then you're A4 away. You have clean floors for a while, and that's great stuff. But if it's cold and like, as the weather has been in Portugal, well, then you're a bit of in a pickle. The most you can do is like sweep. Just make sure you sweep and vacuum and sweep and dust and sweep. And that's how you keep the house clean. You can't technically wash the floors, or else they'll never dry, and then it feels dirtier than what it was before. The dreaded washing. Now your moms, or you, if you're living by yourself as well, and you can relate to this video, will probably know that washing clothes is... Imagine washing clothes for one person, living by themselves. Guys, if I want to wear a top like in 2 weeks time again, I've got to make sure that there are enough colors or similar colors for it to go in the wash, or else you're not going to have that top. And you also got to make sure that you have enough clothes so that you can wash. You can have socks and underwear and pajamas. And guys, I don't know, some of you probably be like, oh, just hand wash. And I'm like, no, these hands, you see them here? Yeah, they wash enough dishes and cook enough food to not have to wash clothes. Sometimes you play like a really, really, really tricky game of putting in a color that technically doesn't go, but you need that thing washed and you're not going to have that color for a while, so you throw it in with another color, and then you pray that there's nothing in that basket of clothes that's gonna run and ruin your top. Guys, it is a fine game to play. It's really, really difficult. Don't try this at home. Anyway, so the next thing that I have to always do, and it's a little bit tricky living by myself, is cooking. Guys, cooking it's so much fun. I love to cook. I love making food. BuzzFeed Tasty is like, they have the best recipes ever, and they're so easy. I'm just like, yeah, I know how to make Chinese food, which is important because I haven't found a decent Chinese restaurant yet in Portugal. I'm cooking for one person and eating for one person, and in the beginning getting my quantities was a little bit difficult because I'd be like making pasta, and then I'd think, oh, okay, great, I'll have like a little bit left over for tomorrow. Wrong, I'll have enough for like the next month. That's how much pasta I make. And then I don't have my pasta guzzling brother over here who'd eat all of it in like 3 days with some butter and salt and pepper. Shout out to my homie. So I then get stuck with eating pasta twice a day, and then it's just like, what are we doing here, Alicia? So what I started was meal planning. Meal planning has basically saved my life. What I do is I'll cook 2 meals in the beginning of the week on a Monday to Tuesday, and that means I'll have enough food for the rest of the week, and I don't have to cook, so I save on time and electricity, and I can, spend my time editing videos and just bringing you guys content, hopefully. Yes, if you guys like this. If you don't, it's fine. I'm still gonna post, and you'll eventually learn to love this. But moving to Portugal, which is a fairly safe country in the suburb that I'm in, and there haven't been many incidents of like, burglaries or anything like that. But it is in technically my DNA because I've grown up in a country where this is something you've had to fear. That in the middle of the night, when I hear the dog bark, my aunt's dog, and he's probably just barking at a cat. Why are you barking at 3 in the morning? Why? But that's his problem, I guess. Him and the cats, they need to sort that out between themselves. So he's barking at the cats, and then when I hear thumps, it's probably because a lemon has finally decided to drop from the lemon tree. Yes, guys, I have a lemon tree and it grows like huge ass lemons, and then eventually it just gets too heavy to hang on anymore, and it's just like, nope, giving up. Nope. So you think it's like someone jumping your wall, and then you freak out, and then you're like, oh my gosh, someone's here. It takes some adjustment. You can't judge me so quickly. But that's noises, and that's one of the times that I really do wish I had a roommate, because then at least I could go to them, and then they could just be like, Alicia, chill out, you're being irrational, girl. And then I'll just be like, okay, great, and I'll go back to sleep. Or I could be like, nope, you are coming to sleep with me, and that's it. Like, no arguments. I'm afraid you are there. You're gonna make sure that I can sleep again, even though it's probably not their fault, and they probably will hate me in the morning. But hey, that's the fun part about living with me. Yeah. Another reason why I should get a roommate, and someone did offer, and if he's watching this, this is purely for entertainment, but you did say that if I gave you internet, you would come and kill my spiders for me. And I'm still waiting. Yeah, I was willing to give up some of my Netflix time so that you could play your weird game, and then whenever there was a spider, I could call you, you would come kill it, take it away, and I'd be fine. But you still haven't arrived. So if you're watching this, I'm still expecting you to come and be my roomie and kill spiders for me, because there are so many spiders. And for anybody who knows me, and for those who don't know me, I am petrified of spiders. And someone's probably going to be like, oh, but the spiders are more afraid of you than what you are of them. And I'm like, has a spider ever had a panic attack when it sees Alicia? No. Has Alicia ever had a panic attack when she sees a spider? Yes. So technically there's 1 point for Alicia and 0 points for spiders, and therefore I win. And spiders have to go. I'm like, you can be outside. There's so many bugs and creatures outside for you to enjoy and suck their blood and do whatever you do and make little baby houses. But why do you have to come inside? And like, okay, daddy long legs are fine because you technically kill the mosquitoes. But I mean the other big ones, and then like when you see a small one and then it just like runs away and you're like, well, this is not good, because then you're going to grow into a bigger spider, and then you're going to make baby spiders, and then my house is going to be covered in baby spiders, and I can just see the tarantulas at Kourtney Kardashian's house, and I'm thinking, oh my goodness, I'm going to have an infestation of spiders in my house. And then what am I going to do? I don't have the person here to kill the spiders for me because he hasn't arrived yet. So now I'm getting all worked up because of spiders and guys. It is scary. I used to have my dad and my brother to kill him. And my brother did try to get me to face my fears the one time, but that led to the panic attack, so we kind of gave up on that. I was like, it's not worth it. Someone also told me the other day that spiders don't bite you. And I was like, What? Spiders do bite you. Excuse me? Like, since when are you trying to tell people that spiders don't bite you? Like, spiders jump, they bite, they kill little bugs. They are creepy with their 8 little freakish legs that are like bigger than their bodies and longer than their bodies and look like knickknacks. And like, just no. Don't be like, oh, spiders don't bite you. Please. Next thing that's not so great about living by yourself, and it's kind of a tough one, and I swear on my life I'm not crazy, but you'll end up talking to yourself a lot. But when you are talking to yourself, it's a good way to untangle your thoughts. Sometimes when something's happening or you just need someone to respond to you, it gets a little bit tricky over there, because yeah, you want to have a conversation with someone, and living by yourself, like, who are you going to talk to, huh? And it's all fair and well to be like, oh, but like when you see people, then you can listen. Yeah, language barriers are a thing, and I may be pretty good about Portuguese, but it's a little bit tricky, okay? And we'll get to that a little bit later on. But having a conversation by yourself is not fun, and whoever told you it is lying to you, okay? And I'm the first, like, guys, I talk a lot, as we will see in my videos. I have a lot to say. There's a lot of stuff packed in this brain. I am always talking. I am always thinking. My brain literally does not shut up, and neither does my mouth. It just keeps on moving and moving and moving and moving. So I need someone to respond, and someone to either be like, Alicia, shut up, or, you know, fuel the conversation, and then we can have decent intellectual conversations. Another thing that is weird about living by yourself, and this one is something that I struggle with a bit, and that's I need more friends. Yeah. So since I've been here, and I'm really close with my cousin that lives here and her boyfriend, and they're really, really sweet, and they've integrated me into their little social circle, which is really, really nice. Our relationship is defined by a Dorito chip. I am always a third wheel. If you are in a relationship and you've never been third wheeled by Alicia, well, let me tell you, you have not even gotten close to relationship goals yet, because being third wheel by Alicia is a relationship level. Okay, there's like first date, second date, third date, first anniversary, third wheel by Alicia. Yes, because I'm super entertaining and fun. But sometimes, like when they're busy, then I like technically have no one else to hang out with. So I just like, it gets a little bit lonely. And making friends when you don't have a job yet and you still like trying to find yourself in the social calendar and events and activities within a city, it gets a little bit difficult to make friends. Just like, who's gonna talk to a girl who's talking to herself in the supermarket? So how do you make friends? I mean, it's not like school where, you know, your common thing is school and how much you hate school and what subjects you like and, you know, what you have on your sandwich. And it's not like varsity where you land up studying the same subject as a bunch of other people. And then it's like, oh great, you like acting too, so do I. You like this movie, oh, that's my favorite. Now, when you don't have that common ground with someone, it gets really, really awkward. And going back to the language barrier thing, speaking English for 22 years of your life is one thing. And although I'm fluent in Portuguese, I'm not like Portuguese people. I have an accent when I speak. I don't know a lot of like big words or descriptive words that I could, you know, spice things up a bit with my sentences. And my verbs, my verbs are terrible, and people are always correcting me because, you know, it's just a problem. And sometimes when I try and speak and I get too passionate about what I'm saying and I'm trying to like really like sound like a local person, it turns into a hot mess. So think of like an ice cream just melting. It'll start and then it will just turn into a hot mess. And then you just think, well, maybe I should rather just keep quiet because I'm a hot mess, yeah? So the language barrier, I swear, if I could speak in Portuguese, just like, woo, I would not stop talking. How to make friends is really, really difficult. And I'm a very awkward person. But once you get to know me, I'm actually bags of fun. You just have, like, I get really shy and painfully awkward. And like my social anxiety reaches Pluto. Going back to living by yourself, you may think, oh, this girl's whining about living by herself. No, guys, I'm just explaining to you how difficult it can be, but there are always pros to cons, right? So some of the positives about living by yourself, and the first thing is pooping or peeing with the door open. Woo, little happy dance. No more do you have to worry about someone walking past and being like, oh, close the door. Nah, bruh. You need to go to the toilet, you can go, leave the door open. Super fun. Actually, it feels more weird to close the door than to leave it open when you're by yourself. I think it's just because you want to hear if someone's calling you. So living by yourself means that you can listen to music and it can be as loud as you want. Okay, although you're not going to hear your aunt when she calls and then she's going to freak out. But that's another thing on its own. And you can like just dance like a crazy weird person, which is beautiful and fun and fantastic. It's a great form of exercise. And one of the things that I love listening to, shout out to 5 Seconds of Summer for their Youngblood album. Guys, if you really want something that you can just jam to as if you are at their concert, listen to Youngblood, because it is just fantastic and their songs are so beautiful and they're like so like woohoo, rock and rollish, and guys, they really outdid themselves in that album. So I'm giving them a little bit of appraisal over there, and they probably will never see this video, but in case they do, you know it. Next thing about living by yourself is you can have naps whenever you want. Yeah, that's right. You woke up at 9 o'clock, you ate breakfast at 9:30. It's now like 11 o'clock because you got dressed or you brushed your teeth. It's 11 o'clock and you want to have a nap. Go have that nap. No one's gonna tell you, oh, it's too early to have a nap, or you just woke up. Nah, bruh. You can nap whenever you want, however you want, for as long as you want, and you won't have anybody being like, oh, you're not gonna sleep at night, and then just, you won't sleep at night. But for someone who likes to sleep, such as myself, I eventually force my brain to like shut up and go to sleep, and then sleep time. This also means that when you go out, okay, you can come home whatever time, and then still, if you are hungry or you're thirsty or you want to do something, you want to watch TV, you can, and you're not going to bother anybody, because who is there to bother? Bother. Who's there to bother? No one. You just come home, make a toast of cheese, drink an Nesquik, then go get dressed, and you will bother absolutely no one. Great thing about living by yourself is you can watch whatever you want whenever you want. So I have a Netflix account, and it's super great because I can like binge watch a series without anybody being like, oh, you're watching that again. No, I can enjoy my shows and not have anybody interrupt or have anybody want to watch something else, which is super great. The only thing is though, deciding what to watch next. I have this thing where I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna watch next? And then I'll be like, oh, I want to watch this. And then I start watching and I'm like, nah, but I'm not really into it, so I want to go watch something else. And then eventually it's just a big fat mess, because then like I have a million things on my recently watched list. And then by yourself has its perks. It's great. It's super fun and allows you to learn about yourself. And sometimes it gets lonely, and I've been lonely. Is definitely my faith and believe that God has a plan and a purpose for me, and so I just gotta work it out and push it out and go through this, because living by yourself is actually not that bad. I'm actually learning a lot about who I am and what I want out of my life. I'm learning truly what it means to be happy and content with me before anybody else, and giving myself validation and believing that I am enough. And I know this got like really deep right now, but it's important to know who you are, and sometimes the only way to do that is to just have some me time, even if me time is like very, very long time. I thank you for watching my very first video. I hope it was entertaining. I hope it was enlightening. Hope you had a couple of laughs. I don't always think of myself as funny. Actually, I do. I think I'm hilarious. Some people don't think I'm funny, but you know what? It doesn't matter. It's there. You want to watch it? Watch it. If you don't have to. But definitely, if you watched it, like it. Do not dislike it. If you dislike it, then just share the link to someone, and then you can be like, oh, look at this girl. She's talking about living by herself. It's such a silly video. And then someone else will watch it, and they'll pass it along, and they'll pass it along, and eventually it will get to someone who thinks I'm funny enough to actually just appreciate everything I'm saying. Subscribe to my channel, guys. I want to say that I'll have my next episode out. I'm calling these episodes, yes. I want to say that episode 2 will be out in like 2 weeks' time, but I really can't say that because I really don't know when I'm going to be doing episode 2. But in the meantime, just enjoy this and watch my show reel, which is the only other video on my channel. And if anybody has a job for me, just hit me up. Follow me on social media. Remember, you are awesome, you are great, and remember, you are loved. Bye.